Have you ever hated someone deep down? You hated them so much that you wanted to kill them? Today, I'm going to tell you about my story that I kept as a secret and even my father doesn't know. When I was a high school student, there was a girl I really disliked. She was also in my class, and even though I detested her, she always followed me. She followed me everywhere I went, such as the washroom, the cafeteria, and even home. She wanted to be my friend, but unfortunately, she was the most disgusting person I ever met. I believed that she was too fat and didn't have any talent. Moreover, she was hypocritical and always depressed. She was like a horrible stalker who came from hell to pester me. I cursed her every day, and sometimes I hit or cut her. Nevertheless, she didn't leave me. I really wanted to get rid of her from my life. That hatred was a huge disturbance for my study. And as time went by, it destroyed my normal life. It was painful for me when I tormented her. Because, it's very, very, very terrible and painful when you hurt yourself. That horrible girl wasn't just anybody. It was me. I hated myself like this. I hated myself so much that I wanted to kill myself if I could. I was just a normal girl when I was in middle school. I played, ate, left well, like ordinary children. My grades were also just average. However, in my third year of middle school, my grades greatly increased on me. After that, I became interested in studying and started to desire higher grades. And for the first time in my life, I thought about my life and my future, how to live and what to be. I decided to get into one of the top 3 universities in Korea, and to be pretty and stylish, be nice to everybody, and perform everything I do successfully. I decided to be perfect in every way. So every day I dreamed of my perfect future and struggled to step forward to it. First of all, I studied hard and got excellent grades. Second, I treated everyone around me as nicely as I could. I didn't care much about my feelings. I just cared about how others felt first. I put others ahead of myself. Third, although I was small and thin girl, I still thought that I had to lose weight and remove all the fat in my body. I thought I should look like the attractive models and celebrities you see on TV. My life had to be just like what I imagined. So according to the life script I wrote, I acted the ideal me like an actress in a movie. I just didn't want to accept myself, because in my mind, there was another girl who was so perfect that I had to be like. I always struggled to become the ideal me, while rejecting to live as real me. And little by little, I lost the real me, and it became an insignificant thing. I began to think that the real me is just a process of becoming the ideal me, so it's not important at all. As a result, I started to mistreat and not take care of myself in order to approach the ideal me. My obsession with perfection gradually became abnormal. I used to laugh easily, but after a while, I would only make face masks. I used to eat anything, but then I began to reject food. At school, I acted like I was happy. However, at home, I cursed ugly. I believed that I was the most ugly, fat, and poor person in the world. I thought I was too fat, like a cow, even though I weighed only 97 pounds. So I ate the minimum amount of food to live, because when my stomach was full, I felt like I wanted to die. Because of this, I avoided making plans with my friends as much as possible. At dinner time with my family, I ate a spoonful of food, then left the table and went into my room. There, I spit the food into the garbage can and went back to the dinner table. Whenever I bought any food, I always checked the calories first. One day, I went to the school store with my friends to get ice creams. We chose our flavor and went outside. But suddenly, I felt guilty because the color count for my ice cream was over 200, so I went back and changed it to a lower amount. I couldn't eat any food comfortably. At that time, I ate less than 1,000 calories per day. I was never hungry, and pleasure of eating was completely gone. I weighed only 83 pounds. And this condition lasted for 3 years of high school, and my body and soul became weaker and weaker. I wasn't happy at all. So in my third year, I was prescribed the medication for depression, but I took it only once. Because there was a bigger problem than depression. My body started to reject food itself. I had strong migraines, my hands were shaking uncontrollably, and I couldn't swallow any food. My stomach couldn't function normally. It couldn't digest food, so I was hospitalized 2 or 3 times. So in the second semester, I barely went to school. In the hospital and at home, I could barely study. Because I suddenly had a strong impulse for food, so I ate a lot at once and vomited deliberately because I felt guilty. It is common that anorexia became bulimia. And my disease that I developed by myself destroyed myself. So the 2 months just before the university admission test, which is called 수능 in Korea, I had no idea. My dream of perfection became dim. I started to think that I didn't care about anything, including what will happen in the future. And finally, 수능 finished. Fortunately, the results were same as my original grades. My brain remembered information from 3 years of study. When I checked my results, I said to myself, yes, it's okay, it's enough. I felt like it was a chance to start my life over again. Although I thought my life was over and I couldn't be rescued, it wasn't. Since I didn't study, my grades didn't increase, but I was satisfied that it didn't decrease either. I was satisfied in myself for the first time in those 3 years. And I thought about my surroundings, environment, and what I got. First, I had a lot of friends who loved me. Everyone liked me as I treated them nicely. Second, I had family who cared and loved me. Third, I had excellent grades. And finally, I was healthy enough. Eventually, I was able to look at myself objectively. I used to think that I cannot be loved by anyone. However, there were already many people who loved me. Only then I thought I was lovely. I came to revaluation. I learned how to love myself and to be thankful for what I had. Finally, I realized that I had enough and there was no need to be perfect and also no possibility to be perfect. What do you think about perfectionism? It seems like a nice thing to have, right? Perfectionists have an ideal standard which they have to reach in their lives. As a result, they work harder than anyone and push themselves. So they get better achievement than others. But temporarily. Here's the point. The irony of perfectionism. Nobody is perfect in the world. However, perfectionists reject to admit this obvious fact. So if they fail or cannot work perfectly, they are strongly disappointed in themselves. Being disappointed in yourself, starting to hate yourself, is the most dangerous thing in your life. To the extreme, it can lead to some critical mental disorders such as depression, anxiety disorder, and eating disorders. These are all serious illnesses. After I experienced several mental disorders, I realized that loving myself is the most important thing in my life. It is impossible to be happy without loving and accepting yourself. As you know, now I overcame everything and I really love myself. First, oh no. And I really love myself, really. I have high self-esteem now, so I consider my feelings as important as others. Having a meal with my friends or family is not uncomfortable anymore. It's rather enjoyable. I am happy when I eat delicious food, and I don't care about my weight or my figure at all. Moreover, I am happy that I can appreciate my parents, that they let me be this healthy, kind, smart, and cute person. When I fail, I'm not strongly disappointed in myself anymore. Because now I admit that I'm not a perfect person. So of course I can make mistakes, right? If you are suffering from these mental disorders like me before, or know someone who is, I really want to say, please seek for help from someone around you or an expert. I denied it and hid my disease because I was ashamed of it, so it lasted for 3 years. If I received treatment at that time, I could recover much faster and easier. So don't hesitate to seek for help. It only makes the disease stronger. Now you know how dangerous perfectionism is, and how desperate and meaningless the life without loving yourself is. I can say that loving myself is a gift from my previous miserable experiences. But I don't want you to be given this ambivalent gift. Instead, I hope my speech can be a gift for you. Thank you very much.